So, if anyone has any questions about that episode or the series in general, we'll take them now.
Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Were there any other secrets you found in the game, Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time, other than those?
Any other secrets?
We could do a whole show, like whole feature show.
Yeah, I think there's one episode we didn't talk about the Fire Temple, the chants in there. We sort of debunked the reason that Nintendo changed the Fire Temple music. We made clear at the beginning of the episode that there's a ton of secrets surrounding not just the Ocarina of Time, but all the other Zelda games. So rest assured we will probably be coming back to this well quite often, but not anytime soon though. We'd like to do some other games in the meantime, so.
Time to move on. Not game trailers, I'm sorry. But Pop Fiction has become one of my favorite videos on game trailers. I always wait for them. And I'm wondering, like, how long do you guys wait to release each one? Like, is it like once a month or?
Actually, that's the subject of my Reset article, but there's no set time frame. I'll make this clear. All of us work on other projects besides Pop Fiction. We're doing event coverage. Brandon has to do all the VO. James has to edit other stuff. I have to write scripts for other games and capture. So it's whenever we really get some free time. I've been trying to shoot for every month, but there are some months that are just going to get too hectic. That's not going to happen. So that's why we don't promise a schedule, like one a month or two a month. So. But we're shooting for about one a month is what we're trying to hit, and more often than not, we should get that. So, but otherwise, I'd love to give you guys like a set day it would come out, but I don't want to like disappoint anyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question for the voiceover actor. Is there a line that they given you that you just had trouble saying over, and then you have to go over and over again?
Oh, I got it. Wait. Yeah, do you know one? Do you know one?
Well, as an editor, you constantly hear several voiceover takes, and sometimes Brandon will even do multiple takes.
I used to burp a lot. I mean, I still do, but I used to just let it go, like in the booth, and like just hit me one day. I'm like, editors probably don't want to hear that. I should probably put my hand on that. I actually wrote strengths and weaknesses. Those three words can, yeah. Strengths and weaknesses. Doesn't seem that bad when you put it right in the middle of a sentence, just right in the middle of a paragraph. It just, yeah, you hit that combo.
Was there like one specific line that you had to say over and over again, or that was maybe too funny, or?
No, I got to see the F word though in the latest Fear review. That was great.
Oh, really?
There's a mode in the game called F and Run. I was like, all right, there you go. It beat out the review, but it's like, no, you get to say that word at work every day. That's great.
Hey, Brandon, do you remember duodecim?
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually ran screaming out of the VO booth when I first saw that because I saw the logo for Dissidia 2, and then I was like, okay, I get it, and then went in to actually read it and found out what it was duodecim that like wasn't even in some of the logos, and like the concept of a title that doesn't tell you how to pronounce it and doesn't look like that's how it's, but that stuff drives me crazy.
But that's.
Do you already have any other ideas in line for future Pop Fiction videos?
Give it up.
Yes, we have a list of ideas that we want to cover down the line. We kind of choose them. For this one, we wanted to choose one that was kind of like a big deal, so that's why we wanted the Triforce one. But we have other ones that we're going to do, but I give hints on the message board shortly before they go up, so if you check there, but otherwise, we do have a lot of episodes coming, but we kind of keep them under wraps till closer till they come out.
I'd love to do one on San Andreas again. We did Sasquatch, and that was great. But that was just such a huge game, and that's the one thing. Pretty much everything that I've been given when we work on these new features, I have never heard of that before. And that was one game I remember playing San Andreas, where that was just, I remember being in forums and people talking all sorts of
The flying car was a
Thank you very much.
shot over here for crushed the shit out of me.
Have you guys, talking about Sonic, have you guys ever heard of and or dug into
the Sonic 3 myth that Michael Jackson did all the music for it?
Yeah, that's a pretty big one, and I'll say two things. One, the reason we probably haven't tried to tackle it yet is because being game trailers, it involves a lot of licensed Michael Jackson music that we'd have to play, and we have to deal with legal issues when we put licenses. Like the Grand Theft Auto episode, we couldn't use any of the music from in-game because it was licensed. So we'd have a lot of trouble being able, because that's kind of the crux of it, is listening to the Michael Jackson tune and listening to the Sonic 3 tracks, and we probably wouldn't be able to do that. Plus, out of all the myths that we do have on the list to cover, that one had the most exceptional video already out there. There's a YouTube video out there that has a great, like, 10-minute documentary on all the information on it. So that one kind of has, like, you know, a gold standard video. So maybe someday if we can get around the legal stuff, but at this time that one's probably on the back burner just because we run into issues with the Michael Jackson stuff.
Good one.
Am I able to ask a question in general? It's right now.
Sure.
Have you ever got to meet the angry video game nerd?
Yeah.
James Rolfe?
I bowled with him. He's a very mellow guy.
You know, I have a plan for my future web show like he does and like you guys do. So because I want to meet him, I want to be involved in his fight with his rival, the nostalgia critic. Because there are some
Here we
movies
go,
that
shameless
he hates
plugging.
that I like, and I want to get positive stuff about it. And there's so many games I want to explore, and put them, you know. But all that's going to lead to my future projects for a game release that I plan to submit to Nintendo to secretly release in theaters, like they did the same with the movie The Wizard when they first announced Super Mario Bros. 3.
Wow, I said that all in one breath. That was me.
You got your work cut out for you.
The one thing I can say about James is that guy is constantly working. Like he's
He worked on his movie.
He's working on a lot of stuff now, but he just is constantly pumping stuff out. So if you guys are creating content like that, if he's somebody that you want to meet or somebody that you want to emulate, just like don't worry so much about producing one video. Like make 10 or 20. Like really make a big catalog of stuff and get it all out there.
You should come to the West Side one time. You should come to the West Side.
He came out to E3 like last year.
I don't think he was. I think he's coming for Comic-Con in San Diego. Is that?
When?
You should stalk him.
This summer?
Yeah, for Spike. He's for Spike.com. He'll be doing coverage.
What day exactly?
Wow.
Stalker!
Holy
Check the site. Yeah.
yeah.
Going down there.
The creep does assist me.
Just more of a general question about game trailers. How is the relationship with Screw Attack in general?
It's great. They kind of just do their own thing. Like they, they're not in California, so we kind of just get updates on them on the content that they're going to give us. But they've been a great content partner because humor is really tough. And it's something that I think in video games a lot. You look at like the Jamie Kennedy infamous press conference. It's like when it fails really hard. And so humor is kind of something, especially with Pop Fiction episodes, they try to be very dry. And so when they came on and had, we're going out there and doing all this outrageous stuff. Like we love the stuff that they bring in because it's stuff that we don't do. So yeah, they've been great.
I like Infamous.
Where's Ashley? Papa Birch. No?
Sorry if this question's been asked already, but how did the Pop Fiction become to be? Like, was this obviously a motivation from Mythbusters, or was it something else?
I guess I'll take this. I guess I should have seen it coming that a lot of people would compare this to Mythbusters. I mean, when we put the first episode up, people just labeled it as it's Mythbusters for video games. And actually, that wasn't, I don't really watch Mythbusters. I know about them, but that honestly wasn't what was in my mind. The truth is that I said earlier that like I grew up on like Zelda fan sites and like the Triforce rumor, like there's stuff about getting like a golden saddle for Epona, for racing around, like beating the Running Man, stuff like that. I wanted to do something like that where I could cover myths, but back then there wasn't a really good avenue for it. And if you guys were here a few years ago, my friend and I actually did, before I worked at Game Trailers, a Zelda Mythbusters panel. Where we covered some Zelda myths. And I saw how many of you guys came out to that one who were there, and I was like, alright, we need to do this as like a video segment. Like, and once I got to Game Trailers, like, and they asked for new features, I was like, this is perfect, because I want that information to be out there. That's the purpose of this, is one, to entertain, but also I want people to know about this stuff, because it's cool stuff to know about. So I know I said Zelda Mythbusters, but I mean, long before Mythbusters was around, I was like thinking about, you know, Nintendo myths and stuff, how I could do a video series on that. So hope that answered all your questions.
Are you gonna do a pop fiction about Pokemon where you could reach over 100 for a level?
Over to level 100?
Yeah.
Is it, if we want to see if it's possible?
Yeah.
Possibly. I'll add that to the list now, and I'll check on it. Yeah, if you have any suggestions and stuff, come by our site, GameTrailers.com. There's a forum thread for it, or just comment in the videos. I read all the comments. We take all your suggestions, and if they seem legit and stuff, we'll like look into it. And I mean, you guys make this happen too. All right, guys, over there.
Well, to the guys, I'm sure this might come as obvious, but when you unlock the Singo, you can actually walk around in certain parts, and you can actually discover other Pokemon that are above level 100. But for my question is, are we able to see a revival in the retrospective series?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually doing a lot of big features. I pitched a couple this year. Yes, you actually bring up a good point, because the thing that we found with Pop Fiction, the reason why I'm so excited about this feature is that every time we make a new feature on the site, it's this delicate balance between how much reward are we going to get for that, how popular is it, how much people are going to like it, versus how much work do we put into it. And without a doubt, with the exception of E3 and the Tokyo Game Show, there's nothing else that we do that takes more time than working on retro. And they're really, really fun, and I'm certainly not without ideas, but I really wanted to do Batman in October, just like a one video wrap up all the Batman games ever for Arkham City coming out. And I really wanted to do one for Marvel. I wanted to do one episode on Spider-Man, one episode on the X-Men, one episode on Incredible Hulk, on down the line, leading up to the Avengers. But there's so much work. I basically pitched this to my boss. You just see the look on his face. He's like, no, we're not. You're playing every Spider-Man game ever. And it's like, yeah, but the fans will love it. But so we'll see. Thank you. That was a guarantee at all. Sorry.
No more questions at the time. We have another panel that's
Okay.
actually coming in right now.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming.
You want to check out any of the other